Welcome to Vastness. In this video, we are going to take a look at education and why it is very essential to life change. Before we get on with it, let's take a look at this quote. The key to life change does not start with motivation. It starts with education. Jim Rohn. Firstly, let's try to define education using dictionary.com. Education is the act or process of imparting or acquiring general knowledge, developing the powers of reasoning and judgment, and generally of preparing oneself or others intellectually for mature life. Secondly, it is the act or process of imparting or acquiring particular knowledge or skills, as for a profession. Furthermore, it is a degree, level, or kind of schooling, like a university education. Lastly, it is the result produced by instruction, training, or study in order to show one's education. I cannot overemphasize the importance of having a clear view and understanding of what it is you desire. Failure to do so leaves you with a vague view of what it is you want to achieve. Thus, you may be unwilling to do the work that is required to get things done. More on this in our subsequent video. Hold on. I know this is not a lecture series, but having perfect clarity does matter in order to understand it properly. This is one of the major problems why some people can't seem to achieve their dreams. They do not take the pains to get to know about what they want to achieve. This results in the lack of effort required to follow through. In short, if you do not have a clear view of what it is you want, then there is every likelihood that you are not going to put in the work to achieve it. But before we go on, have you ever wondered why you give up easily reading a book that you know will change your present situation, or give you answers to a question you are already seeking an answer to and will instead decide without hesitation to scroll through your phones or tablets for hours unending? There is a saying from the ancient text, "For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not, but for what I hate, that do I." For those that want to go further into this, I will provide you with the link to my other channel, where we will discuss this in detail. I will give you the exact reason this happens in the course of this video. Back to where we stopped. From our earlier definition, we can clearly see that education is all about learning new things, gaining skills, and becoming a better person. The key word here is better person. Why is this important, you may ask? Because education unlocks the mind, enabling it process more information. It happens in many ways, like going to school, reading books, playing games, or talking with people. You learn how to think, solve problems, and understand the world around you. Education can help you become smarter, more creative, and more confident.
It is also important for living a good life.
But most of all, education is about having fun and discovering new things about yourself and the world. Notice how many forms in which you can get educated. I did not say it is purely through getting a college degree, which is good, or getting a diploma online, which is also good. But there are other ways in which you can educate yourself, and most of them are largely within your reach. It will not cost you an arm or a leg to afford them. Basically, education can be acquired through this means. You can acquire education by instruction through the following ways. 1. Being taught by a teacher, as you have in colleges, or other forms of institutionalized learning. 2. Media, audio, video, or text. 3. Books.
Yeah. I know all that has been mentioned. I've even tried most, if not all, and my life is still the same, or it costs too much. The question is, have you now? Are you sure it's as expensive as you make it out to be? Surely if you've tried some methods, why are you still facing the same issues? Why can't you climb out of the hole you dug yourself into? The reason comes down to philosophy. We will take a deep dive into this in our subsequent videos. Simply put, it's the way you view and understand the world based on the information you have or have been provided with. Now, is it possible for two people to look at the same thing and come up with different results? The answer is yes, and it depends on where you're standing. When I was a young man growing up, I used to hear most people say, knowledge is power. If you can't beat them, join them. Information is power. The best form of investment is human investment, and no time. I saw and heard people say or reference these terms a lot, so I set out to design my entire life around these principles and some others that I will share in my subsequent videos. I mean, if everyone is saying it, it must be true, so I forged on. I had so much knowledge at my age that it became mind-boggling. People would talk to me and immediately assume I was older than I was. It felt good, so I continued without having any direction or instruction on what these sayings exactly meant. But for some reason, it didn't turn out the same way when it came to my family members. I had answers for everything, but not in a good way. That is the other side of knowledge that no one told me about. I could argue for hours on end, not wanting to lose any argument, because I thought that was a sign of superiority if I won, or a lack of knowledge if I didn't. These arguments led to disastrous consequences. I remember my dad used to say to me, You need to read books so you can improve yourself. And I would give him this look like, I don't need any more books because I have read enough. I wanted it all to stop so I could carry on with my life. When I graduated from college, I thought all I needed to excel was the degree I obtained. Therefore, every other thing was a luxury I couldn't afford to get into. Since I heard people say, I can't wait to get out of school, I thought it was the last time I would open a book after graduation. All I thought about after graduation was that it was time to make money. Weeks turned into months, and months turned into years. Money kept slipping through my fingers because I couldn't hold on to it. That was when it dawned on me that something was wrong. I was confused, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. No doubt I made some money during this period, but I lost it all due to a lack of education. Wait, don't you have a degree? Well, I do, but not in the areas where it was needed the most, just in a specific area, which can be challenging. Although I had knowledge, I lacked the basic understanding necessary to apply it effectively. By this time, depression was setting in. My mind raced back and forth, pursuing different things simultaneously. I could hardly maintain any focus, so I did the next best thing, scrolling through my phone all day, searching for laughter to pass the time and forget my sorrows. Amidst this chaos, it dawned on me to seek help, and help I did get. I booked my first appointment with a counselor, and it started a tsunami of changes in my life. It never occurred to me to blame myself for anything. I mean, that wasn't a thing in the world I existed in. I thought the problem was out there.
I believed it was the problem, not I. If only everyone in the world would change, things would be better for me. What a stretch. This and many more compounded to form a miserable life for me. Luckily, I was somehow able to recognize there was a problem and did something about it. This is the first step of life change, recognizing that a problem exists. That's the only way you'll be on your way to solving it. After I met with my counselor, he gave me some personal motivational materials, and in those materials, I was introduced to a book which I highly recommend. The name of the book is How to Read a Book by Mortimer J. Adler. I almost did not want to get the book and read it because of the title. I thought to myself, I have a degree. Why should I get a book that teaches me how to read? Of course I know how to read. I graduated from the university, didn't I? I wrestled with it in my mind for a while before eventually conceding. I never knew my reading was a problem. How is it possible that I graduated and could not read properly? No wonder I thought reading was hard. Truth is simple, and it is easy not to do something when you are told to do it because of its simplicity. In a nutshell, education is key to life change. It prepares you for the means through which you can acquire skills that will enable you to get ahead in life.
Furthermore, self-directed learning empowers individuals to take control of their educational journey. With access to resources and a thirst for knowledge, self-directed learners chart their own path to success. Education is a journey that takes many forms. From classrooms to community centers, from textbooks to online platforms, there are countless ways to learn and grow.
What are you waiting for? Rise up and conquer your fears. The road to greatness awaits. If you found this helpful, please take the time to like, subscribe, share, and turn on your notification for more content.